Hey guys, guess who's back again? Gosh, damn, my last video did dead, bro. That did bad, bro. Man said 10 views in like 2 weeks. I'm lacking consistency, I'll be so real with you, but you know I'm back again. We're looking at the top funniest band commercials, you know the vibes. I can't lie, nowadays it's gotten a bit soft where you can share what you can't share, what you can say what you can't say, just too much red tape, you get me? Like you can get cancelled for basically an outing. Let me not get cancelled myself. So let's get into it, you know, it's been a while. Let's see if I haven't forgotten how to do this whole YouTube thing, you get me? If you're asking why I'm wearing a beanie inside, yeah, let's just say, yeah, I like the beanie, innit? Let's get into this. Like, subscribe, you know, damn, we even lost subs, bro. Let's get that back up to, let's get to 400. Been saying 400 for too long now. To be fair, I haven't been uploading though.
No.
Too bad. Did you bring anything for the clothing drive?
No.
Too bad. You get a free Bud Light for every article of clothing you donate.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20
basically saying every office worker
funniest
is
band commercials.
The big orange fella ran in from the left, and he gives him a good old slapping.
We've got chemistry here. You feel it?
I felt it.
All right, Janice.
For this list, we're looking at hilarious ads that were pulled.
Sorry. wait. Let's break it down. For an ad to get put on TV, do you know how many steps it has to go through? You have to have thought of the ad, right? Showing it to someone else, for them to show it to someone else, for it then to, even before any sort of production, for it then to be produced, for you to watch it, show it to other people, get their approval, get approved from the network to then post. So, for these ads to get through, they went through a lot of people that thought, this is okay to put on TV, by the way. That's, this...
pulled from screens. Some of these commercials may have kept running in certain areas. However, if the ad was banned or pulled at any point in any place in the world, it is eligible for this list. Let us know in the comments which
Too much waffle.
Cheesy Dads, Philadelphia Cheese. In 2019, the United Kingdom began enforcing legislation that banned, quote, harmful gender stereotypes in advertisements. A light Philadelphia cheese commercial felt the brunt of this new directive when it was released. The ad shows two dads in a coffee shop that had a conveyor belt delivering various cheese-based products snaking around the shop floor.
Oh, this looks good. That's really good. Well, that's the Philadelphia.
Enticed by a cream cheese bagel, the dads absent-mindedly put their babies on the conveyor belt. Fortunately, their children were unharmed.
Let's not tell Mom.
The ad was banned for supposedly making dads look careless.
Sorry. Oh, okay. That is dumb. That is so dumb.
And for stereotyping women as more capable caregivers. However, we'd argue that anyone would have been enticed by...
Pause. Where is a woman in this to even be mentioned? Like, what?
By that cheese in this amusing ad.
Our view was that this ad really featured a kind of classic daddy doof.
I'm not gonna get cancelled. Just all I gotta say is look. Just look, bro.
A stereotype, and basically suggests that men are less capable of looking after their children than women, and that is harmful.
Number 19, a flatulent first date. Smart beep. Most people would probably find this ad relatively inoffensive. A woman who thinks she's alone in a car lets one rip while her date is outside the vehicle. However, his friends are in the back.
You guys meet? Greg, Janice?
We sure did.
The commercial says the bachelorette's behavior was dumb before highlighting its smart beeper. While a funny fart joke might not be the best way to sell a product, surely people can't get that upset about a normal bodily function. Well, the censors at Fox apparently did.
Call 1-800-BEEP-199 for other smart stuff.
They took issue with this flatulent smart beep commercial and had it pulled. Outside of Fox, the commercial star Claire Solstrom appeared on The Late Late Show to talk about how fun the fart was to shoot.
Well, the audition, I didn't know it was for a fart. That my agent didn't tell me. I guess they told a lot of people.
They always leave that part out.
Yeah, they knew I'd do it. You know, they knew I'd go in.
Number 18, Kim Cattrall's car commercial, Nissan Tita. Though Sex and the City had been off the air for around 2 years when this ad aired, Kim Cattrall was brought in to reprise her role as Samantha for this Nissan commercial. It's made in the same style as The Sultry Show, with Cattrall dishing about the ride of her life over the phone.
Really smooth, great looking, amazing body.
She's hilariously talking about the Nissan Tita and not her latest fling.
It was so much bigger than I expected.
But that wasn't enough for New Zealand's regulators. While the innuendos in her dialogue were the only provocative part of the ad, it received complaints. Nissan eventually decided to get ahead of the scandal and pull the ad themselves.
The all-new Nissan Tita makes you feel really, really,
oh yeah,
really good inside.
Hey, yo! They knew what they were doing. Sex sells. Sex sells. They knew what they were doing. Man said it makes you feel really, really, really good inside. Hey, yo! Pause. Pause. Pause.
Number 17, a bad place to read. Audible. You wouldn't think an ad for Audible would have anything offensive in it, let alone dangerous, but the Australians didn't agree.
Can't think of a better time for a book.
The Chamber of Secrets has been opened.
Popular Aussie comedian Celeste Barber starred in this spot about finding opportunities to listen to an audiobook during your daily routine. She's joined by Po Ling Yao of MasterChef fame.
Audible is amazing when you're cooking up a storm. Oh. What's cooking, Po?
A scene where Barber is jokingly found sitting inside Po's refrigerator earned the ire of regulators. There were claims that the commercial was dangerous because impressionable viewers might copy the chilling act.
If you're not dumb enough to tell your child not to fit in the fridge, can you see how there's nothing in the fridge? Your fridge are gonna have stuff inside. If you're not dumb enough, right? Sorry. If you are dumb enough to let your child go into the fridge, or impressionable young people as they like to call them, you're just a bad parent. You're just a bad parent. They're not gonna see her sit in the fridge. First of all, eating vegetables. What child do you know eats vegetables and go and copy it themselves? There needs to be accountability. Like, you can't. Everything getting cancelled for what?
Hey.
Outside of the controversial scene, it's still a fun Audible ad. Number 16, a time of the month talk show, Tampax. The funniest thing about this ad is the idea that Tampax would ever have its own talk show just to advertise menstrual products.
How many of you ever feel your tampon?
But the whole point of talking about that time of the month went over a lot of people's heads. Unfortunately, the ad was widely complained about and ultimately banned in Ireland for being offensive.
It might mean your tampon isn't in far enough. You gotta get them up there, girls!
In an ironic twist, the ban might have been more slammed than the ad. People rightfully pointed out that there's nothing vulgar about talking about...
There's nothing vulgar about talking about it, but is that really the way you gotta say it? You gotta get it in there, girls. Is that really the way you wanna...
an incredibly common item half the population uses.
Pause. If you feel it, you need to shove it further. What? Sorry, I don't know innit. Call me clueless. But, sorry, if you feel it, you're meant to push it in... Let me just leave that. Let me just leave that with you, man.
And the commercial's humor was a great way to get an important message across.
Not just the tip.
The tip's enough, I've heard it's enough, mate.
Up to the grip. So get them up there, girls, with Tampax.
Number 15, inappropriate shaking. For goodness shakes. Moving from one part of the human body to another, this protein shake commercial implies that the men it stars are doing something incredibly inappropriate in public places. The men are actually trying to get their protein shakes just right.
That's a lie. That is a lie. Tissue and everything. Whole table shaking.
Luckily, For Goodness Shakes is here to provide protein shakes that are ready to drink right away. So, unlike the men in this ad, you will avoid any hilarious mix-ups in public while trying to mix your protein drink. The commercial's logical explanation didn't prevent it from being seen as too edgy for TV. It is not surprising to hear it was banned by the UK's Advertising Authority.
What was Brody trying to do? I've never heard this run, to be fair.
Number 14, cheated out of chicken. Burger King. Above being racy or inappropriate, there's another big issue lots of advertisers face when making their commercials. They're not supposed to lie or mislead the audience.
Look how... Off the bat, look how big that burger is.
That is exactly why a humorous Burger King ad from 2010 was banned in the UK. It shows a man who snuck out to...
Look at how big. Look at how... Don't get me angry. Don't get me angry. Don't get me angry. When is the last time you've ever held a burger with both hands like this and struggled to hold it to... When is the... Bro, these burgers you can finish in about 3 bites. Don't trigger me, because I know that burger isn't that big. I know that burger isn't that big. Let them make a burger that big, those cost of it will be like £30. There's no such thing as... I'm glad they banned that. That is clickbait. That is finest.
To a motel room to enjoy the new tender crisp chicken. But he's caught in the act by a jealous cow that wants him to eat beef instead.
Sweetie.
It wasn't banned because of the implication that this man has a weird connection with a jealous cow. Nope. It was pulled because the real tender crisp chicken sandwich is a lot smaller than the one shown.
So I knew it! It's a lie! Bro, I bet you would be like a mayo. Mayos are about this big for Mackey's, mate. One hand, you cover most of the burger.
Good, you'll cheat on beef.
Number 13, taking care of chores. Wodka vodka. This ad from 2011 was allegedly banned for its gender stereotypes. It was part of a long-running campaign by Wodka Vodka, a Polish liquor company. In this commercial, a woman says she'll get the house clean and cook a nice dinner for her partner while he's at work.
I'll have this all cleaned up. I'll make your nice dinner.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, baby.
But it's revealed that her private profession involves her forcing male clients to do household chores.
2 cups flour. Stir. Don't speak.
Should have been banned. I'm glad it got banned. Should have been. How many people saw this and thought, okay, when you were recording this, you didn't see nothing wrong with it? You didn't see nothing wrong with that? When they were recording,
Either the racy content or depiction of a woman being placed in a traditional role might have earned the ad a ban. As offensive as some may have found it, the commercial features funny and creative problem solving. Though, admittedly, it's not entirely clear what any of this has to do with vodka.
You like? I slaved all day.
Number 12, an orange man...
You what? You what? You what? You wanna repeat that? Because we're gonna have beef.
And tango's too hard. Tango. This Tango ad features a man painted orange going up and slapping another man who's just opened a can of Tango, an orange-flavored soda sold in the UK.
Why, yes, Tony, let's look again.
This hit apparently represents the overwhelming tang you taste when you take your first sip. This silly commercial was...
I never knew Tango was only in the UK. Interesting.
Banned in the UK after it allegedly caused an epidemic of impressionable viewers slapping each other.
Oh, a real...
If your kids are dumb, just say that. If your kids are dumb, just say that. All of a sudden, soon they're not going to be able to do any sort of, action movies or all. If your kids are dumb, just say that. Because, don't hit someone. You should be taught that at home, at school. Why are you learning from TV? Nah.
In Tango. Yes, Ralph. Super taste sensation, smashing drink, lovely.
After news of these supposed incidents broke, the ad was pulled from the air and replaced with a less violent orange man. Despite the controversy, the "You Know When You've Been Tangoed" campaign continued to bring wild success to the company.
Whoa! He's enveloped by the big white pot of oranges and Tango!
Number 11. Everybody's doing it. PS Vita. This is another ad that initially seems like it was only banned for being far too suggestive. In the commercial, a doctor claims viewers are doing it far more often than is healthy.
How many times did you do it yesterday? Are you afraid you're doing it too often?
Obviously, by...
Can't lie, it sounds like a masturbation ad. Someone had to say it, bro. Someone had to say it, bro.
Doing it, she means playing on Sony's handheld PlayStation Vita with the new remote play feature.
You no longer have to feel ashamed. Everybody's doing it because it's fantastic.
I get sex sells, but this is a video game, bro. I don't get what's all this suggested. The people that buy these are nerds. They don't get none. You don't get none. You get me? So I don't get why she's the bear.
This funny remote play commercial turned out to be no laughing matter for Sony. The ad was lambasted for being misleading about Vita function, as well as its inappropriate phrasing. Sony claimed it was cross-platform gaming, when really you're just streaming your console to a handheld.
And if you want to,
cross-platform now though.
You could even join me.
Ultimately, this doctored ad and more like it caused the company to lose money over false advertising.
Told you.
Number 10, rooting against England. Six Nations Rugby Championship.
England!
When you initially watch this commercial, it seems like everybody is supporting the English rugby team in the lead up to 2012's Six Nations Rugby Championship.
England.
No doubt.
But you'll see a hilariously unexpected truth when you look closer.
England.
England. England.
The people voicing their support for England are wearing flags and coats of arms from different countries that also compete. Fans from Wales, Ireland, and Italy are all seen. The tagline reveals that these people are actually naming the country they want to lose the tournament. The BBC pulled the trailer over fears it would upset the English, before pulling another similar ad in 2017.
Man, them can't even have a joke no more. Bro, if you're dead at a spot, I'll say it right now. England's not winning the next World Cup. They're not even winning Euros. England ain't winning jack. I said it. You're going to pull this video. I'm going to pull this video. I love England. They've got the best players. I don't know if it's management or something, bro. They always get an easy run to the finals. And I don't know what happens. They just fumble. Every time they fumble, bro. Like, the World Cup, they fumbled. They should have gone further. Euros last time, they should have gone further. It is what it is. Like, you want them to win. You get me? It's a real child. I want him to win, but it's like something's missing and I just don't know what it is.
Number 9, hiding a fling. Hyundai. In this car commercial, we see an older woman driving with a much younger man in her vehicle. She then sees her husband driving in a different car up ahead and puts the passenger seat all the way back so the husband won't see her companion. At the end of the commercial, though, it's revealed that the husband, also driving a Hyundai, is hiding an affair too. It just so happens that he's accompanied by a young man wearing a cowboy hat.
Yo, that was a couple. That was a couple. I rate it.
It's unclear exactly what about this ad got it banned. But either way, it was a clever way to show off a car's passenger seat.
That is cool.
Number 8, prison visitor.
That should have been banned. To be fair, back in the day, they were homophobic. Someone said it.
Vim cream. We open on a shot of a woman behind a glass screen and her young daughter seemingly visiting her in prison. But it's quickly revealed that the mom isn't in prison at all. She's actually trapped in her bathtub.
I gotta get back.
Any adult knows that cleaning the bathroom is probably the worst of all household jobs. Vim offered to expedite the process with its flashy cleaning cream.
I love you, Mama.
I love you too, baby.
Despite being widely acclaimed in the advertising world, this ad was supposedly pulled at one time. Maybe the prison setup was too much for some viewers to handle. Number 7, risking dudeness. Veet. Unlike many other contentious commercials, these ads were part of an extensive campaign, so there are quite a few of them that all follow the same trend. They went out in 2014 and implied that a woman forgetting to shave or wax for a day would make her turn into an extremely hairy man.
I shaved yesterday.
Multiple people, including a beautician, a cab driver, and an extremely judgmental paramedic, were horrified at the existence of body hair on a woman.
I shaved yesterday.
Bro, it's a joke. I get it. Each to their own, innit? Everyone has their preferences. Your body, your choice. But it's a joke. It's a joke. You get me? Like, you can't be too soft, to be fair. Like, after a day's crazy. Like, she said last week, cool or whatever. But after a day, man said a bit of hair turns into a fully grown 40-year-old man with a beard. That's crazy. I get it. But it's still a joke. You get me?
We understand that Veet is a company that makes hair removal products and needs to advertise them. But despite some potential for sharp social commentary,
I want to be this. I want to know how much they paid this guy. I want to like how much did they pay him to do this? He's looking up old. How? Middle of the street in a dress, in a bright green dress. I'm assuming he don't do it on a weekend.
Everybody felt these commercials missed the mark.
Don't risk dudeness.
Number 6. Lab rat test. Nintendo Game Boy Micro. The Game Boy took the world by storm as a wildly popular handheld. Its micro version rounded out the Game Boy family when it was released in 2005. But one ad could have ruined Nintendo's mostly family-friendly image. We see a rat placed in a maze with a Game Boy and a piece of cheese. Scientists mean to test whether the food or handheld is more irresistible. Naturally, the rat chooses the Game Boy. But things definitely cross a line when the rat appreciates the Game Boy Micro way too much. Given the inappropriate content in a commercial aimed at...
An ad's meant to like leave a lasting impression. Bro, you see that ad last night with the mouse and they get like something funny. This was before it was always... This would have been on TV, they would have talked about it next day in school. They're like, oh, the new micro's out there. This is an ad. It creates emotion, laughter. You get me? Like, this is funny, like the little clip. Like, I see what they were doing. I see the vision.
Kids, it's easy to see why this hilariously
No, because as a kid, you won't clock what's going on. An adult, you know in it, but as a kid, you'd be like, oh, the mouse liked it or whatever.
Expected ad may have been downplayed.
That's sick.
Number 5. Grim Reaper. Hyundai Veloster. Although it's always good for any car manufacturer to focus on how safe its latest vehicle is, Hyundai definitely took it a little too far in this commercial for the Veloster.
Ben je zeker?
Ja, echt. Laatste stukje loop ik wel hoor.
In it, we see a woman being driven home in a Ford Focus. Unfortunately, she forgets to look both ways when she gets out. She immediately gets into a car accident thanks to the Grim Reaper's influence.
Oké, tot snel.
We then see the same scenario play out again, but this time she's in a Hyundai Veloster. Since it's a 3-door, she gets out.
That's the biggest lie ever, nigga. 3 doors are not safe. Hear me out. You get into a crash, yeah? You flip the car or whatever. To get out of that, you have to crawl over to the front seat to get out that door. You get me? And even you've got that little mirror. Let's say crash, car's on fire, right? Cool. The other things like you smashed into something, you're squished, you can't get out. They've got the smallest mirror ever that no one could fit through. So even if you break that mirror, how are you fitting through that mirror to get out? 3 doors, I don't care. They're not safe. They're not safe. Grim Reaper or not, they're not
out
safe.
On the other side and avoids the accident, while the Grim Reaper gets a hilarious comeuppance.
Tot snel.
Oh, pause. It's a 4-door, not a 3-door, first of all. Because the boot counts as a door. What if you're on the other side of the road? It doesn't make sense.
In a rare instance, Hyundai decided to take the ad out of rotation before it was fully banned. Number 4. Standoff. Xbox 360. At the beginning of the Xbox 360's life cycle, Microsoft advertised its new flagship console a little aggressively. Though it was a great device, the company's standoff ad wasn't as well regarded. It was meant to be an innocent ad where strangers used imaginary finger guns in a big pretend showdown. The commercial was even shown off by Microsoft at a few promotional events and was presumably intended to be put on TV. While the commercial was played for fun, there were questions if the ad was making light of violent acts. In yet another...
America! When's the last time you saw a showdown with guns in England, huh? Huh? Thank you. Thank you. That's all I gotta say. It's you Americans. It's you Americans, bruh. Too much, not enough.
Another example of a company trying to avoid future controversy, Microsoft decided not to air the ad. The zany finger gun battle was left to only exist in our imaginations.
Nigga really went.
Number 3, clothing drive. Bud Light. In this attention-grabbing Super Bowl ad, an office clothing drive promises to give people a Bud Light for every item of clothing donated.
Morning, Bob. Morning, Jim.
This leads to office workers giving away every piece of clothing on their bodies. Though the nudity is all censored, the amusing concept quickly grows uncomfortable as the ad goes on. It was ultimately deemed too much for television. But it's not the only banned Bud Light advert to get in trouble. The commercial with an over-the-top pillow fight was criticized for violence.
Helga! No! You cut it out! No! Not you!
And yet another ad
Helga! Calm it, Helga.
about 2 skinny dippers was also pulled from screens for the risque content. Number 2, In the Hole, KGB. This is another Super Bowl spot that didn't get past the censors. Designed to be as shocking as possible, it features 2 golfers who get their heads stuck in their rear ends after discussing climate change.
He's got his head up his ass.
Not the first time.
The ad makes it clear that they don't really know much about the subject. Seeing as KGB is a fact-checking service, the crux of the ad is that if you don't use them, you'll end up just like these unfortunate golfing guys.
Next time your husbands don't have a clue, make sure they text KGB first.
The commercial is definitely funny and memorable. However, CBS
memorable.
kept KGB's ad off its airways. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our
Subscribe,
for a case
Subscribe.
on notifications.
Subscribe.
The last thing you should be
Nando's.
doing while you're trying to advertise a chicken restaurant is featuring a roster of the world's most notorious dictators.
Those were the days, my friend.
But that's exactly what Nando's did in this insane commercial from 2011. It featured Zimbabwean dictator Robert Mugabe, who was still alive at the time, hanging out with Colonel Gaddafi, Mao Zedong, and even Saddam Hussein. The ad ends with the suggestion that Mugabe is upset that his fellow autocrats have been removed from power because he doesn't have anyone to share his chicken with.
No one should ever have to eat alone. So get a Nando's 6-pack meal for 6.
They say there's no such thing as bad publicity. But this ad would firmly disagree. After staff received...
No, I'm sorry. How were you paid to dress up as these dictators? Are you fried? Are you skunked? How are they fully...
threats of boycotts and even violence. The commercial was pulled.
Do you agree?
It took people boycotting you for you to realize that wasn't okay. So these ads are brazy. You know what it is? I hope you guys like, subscribe. I don't catch you man next time, innit? But hey, you know what? I'll tell like 1 or 2 should not have been banned. But the rest, yes, I'm glad they got banned. I'm glad. I would have banned them myself. Well, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.